Hey everybody, this is Kingslayer back with another video, and this is it's Monday here currently, and gonna give a little bit of insight on some upcoming stuff we've got going on in the CFU server. I'm gonna kind of go over this past weekend just a little bit as we had two platinum tourneys. Um, Not gonna go too far in depth there. We're still waiting on the exact analysis of what decks were played. Um, but we do have a good um, idea statistics wise so far, and we are seeing a good bit of representation from what people are calling the big three: Royal Paladin, Kagero, and Shadow Paladin to be exact. Um, if you guys are not taking part in the double VP event, I would definitely recommend doing so. Um, Not that it matters, because more than likely this video will be uploaded after the event's over. However, the double drops for hard and very hard will be up for one more day after today. So you're going to want to take part in that and start prepping for future clans that you may be interested in. For me, that's actually OTT. I'm a pretty big Protect fan in the standard TCG. Like Premium as well. Um, so typically, those are my go-to clans. Um, so here I am, kind of farming for OTT maps. We do know that the next wave of support for OTT is Battle Sisters, and that is a favorite of two of your admins in the server, me being one of them and Shiny being the other. It's one of Shiny's favorite decks, actually. And I just enjoy just about any OTT deck in general. So, believe it or not, my least favorite is actually Susanoo, and I'm a big fan of a lot of Viera decks. So, anyway, back to what we were discussing. I'm going to talk about some of what has gone on this past weekend, so stay tuned. So, yesterday's Platinum Tourney took place a little bit later in the day than Saturday's did. This here's the bracket for that tourney. We were definitely visited by some popular faces among the Vanguard community, so we're really excited to be able to display that. A lot of you guys have, if you've been watching these videos and keeping up with the league, a lot of you guys have definitely heard of Lord Rylak. He's had an up-and-coming Vanguard, he's had an up-and-coming Vanguard YouTube channel for a while now. I know he plays some other TCGs and has been doing that for longer. However, his Vanguard portion has actually been taken off these past couple months, and so he usually takes part in just about all of our larger tourneys, as he did in last month's league and actually made playoffs. So he did play yesterday, had some really bad luck in round one. However, he did play Saturday as well and did better in that one. He did rank up to gold. However, a new face to our community, not so much to the Vanguard community, he's actually very popular in the Vanguard community, is Cardfight Empire, who took part in the tournament yesterday and made it all the way to the finals before just getting really bad luck in his match. But congratulations to Cardfight Empire as well, and we hope to see Josh return to our tournaments as we move toward Bushiroad sponsored tournaments. That's going to start this weekend. Saturday will be our first ever Bushiroad sponsored tournament, and then that will be hosted by White Tiger. And then Sunday we'll have another regular Platinum tournament, and then the Saturday after that I will be hosting a Bushiroad sponsored tournament. Both of those Bushiroad sponsored tournaments have already been approved by Bushiroad, so we're not waiting on anything. We're waiting on the dates to come. So we're really excited about those. We will be using 32-person brackets for all weekend tournaments this month, including the Bushiroad official ones, and we're going off of basically what we're speculating as turnout. A lot of our platinum tourneys so far haven't completely filled up. As you guys can see, there were several buys Sunday. So we're expecting to have more for the Bushy Road official tournaments anyway, but we're not expecting it to be overwhelmingly more. So we're going to stick with the 32, and if our platinum tourneys grow to be more popular, then we may push up the number for the Bushy Road sponsored tournaments. And I know you guys would be really excited about that, because the more participants there are in a Bushy Road sponsored tournament, the more packs that are given out. So, speaking of which, we had a lot of our players say that they wanted us to move to 2-deck format in July for our weekend tournaments. And we as the admins talked about it, and we definitely were on board with it. However, we have recently been thinking about trying a different format, and we have actually pretty unanimously come to the decision to try this one instead. However, for those of you who are big fans of 2-deck format, this is actually pretty much a step up from that. So it will definitely be pretty fun, and I like the activity that it provides for a lot of the players, and the fact that it promotes more communication and things like that. So I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek of it. We're gonna make an announcement in the server a little bit later on, probably later this week. However, for those of you who are watching this video, and since this is on a public YouTube channel, no one can say that I gave specific members access to this before others, because you all have access to this video. So let's definitely get into how this format is going to work. So as I mentioned, there were a considerable amount of quote-unquote big 3 decks over this past weekend, specifically Royal Paladin, Kagero, and Shadow Paladin. There were also a decent amount of OTT, and in Saturday's tournament, Tsukuyomi actually won the event. So as you see here, I'm kind of actually just showing off a little bit that I do a lot of grinding and farming in order to collect as many cards and as many packs as I can to build multiple decks. And that's just from the aspect that I like having more options. And many TCG players would feel the same way, I believe, because having access to more options and being able to play more decks will keep you from getting too bored playing the same thing over and over. So with that said, this new format actually promotes that. Whereas in the current format, we're having just single deck best of 3s. You're playing the same deck throughout an entire tournament. This promotes you to play multiple decks. So this format is called Conquest, and if anyone has ever played Hearthstone, or if you just looked at, I believe they're doing this format over in Japan a little bit for Vanguard Zero as kind of a test thing, and apparently it's very popular. So we're going to be moving toward that, not now, but starting on June 28th, which is a Sunday. We will be moving toward to this format. And the reason that date has been chosen is because our last Bushy Road official tournament is on Saturday the 27th. And after that tournament, all of the roles reset. So this is going to be basically kind of a big reset anyway. So not only will the roles reset except Diamond, but also the format for weekend tournaments will be reset, sort of, and changed into this Conquest format. Pods will stay the same. 8-man pods, winner takes silver roll, best of 1, 1 deck. But the weekend tournaments will move to this Conquest. And the way that Conquest works is you want to have multiple decks, specifically 3. Alright? And basically, as you can see, I have 13 different decks built here, but some of them just are not really as good as the others. Some of them I've legit just built for character fights. However, this one here, such as this one here, I have entitled Major League Baseball for funny shenanigans. Obviously, that is you can tell by the starter, the sleeves. It's MLB. However, not everyone likes facing MLB. All right, not everyone likes facing Overlord. Not everyone likes facing Imperial Daughter. Not everyone likes facing Tsukuyomi. So this format called Conquest actually helps for that situation. And what you do is you enter the tournament with 3 decks, not 1. And when you are put into a channel, as the bot makes private channels for all the matchups, whenever you are put into a channel with your opponent, both players give the opponent the 3 clans they are playing. So if I'm choosing to play, say, these top 3 decks right here, Major League Baseball, Imperial Daughter, and BC, I would say Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, Nova Grappler. And out of those 3, my opponent chooses one that's banned from the match. So if they're really not feeling like facing MLB, they would say Royal Paladin. However, I will throw this out there, I only have to give them the chance. So if I decided to build Galahad, or set one Royal Paladin with Alfred, I still say Royal Paladin. And my opponent would more than likely make the meta guess that it's an MLB deck. However, it doesn't have to be MLB, it's just I said Royal Paladin. However, assuming they make the guess that it's MLB, they would ban the Royal Paladin deck. So now I have OTT and Nova Grappler. So I would then ban one of their decks, and so now they have 2 decks left. And after that, the 2 of us go into 2-deck format with the 2 decks that we have that were not banned. So for me, I now have to win a game with this Imperial Daughter deck, and I have to win a game with this Beast Eater deck. And so it's like a step up from 2-deck format. And a lot of people in Japan are apparently really liking it. I've seen, like I said, I've seen it used, or a format very similar to this, if not exactly this, used in Hearthstone competitive play and things like that. So it's a very fun but still competitive format. And for those who don't have several competitive decks, you can always play mind games. You can always be like, well, I don't have a competitive Royal Paladin deck, and throw together some random Royal Paladin deck, and your opponent might think it's MLB, because you don't have to tell them the actual deck. All you have to do is tell them the clan. So, personally, I would just build 3 competitive decks, but, you know, and I will say, I do not spend money on this game. So, all it takes is some grinding. But regardless, this is the format we will be using starting June 28th, Sunday, the day after Roll Reset. Because the day after Roll Reset will be a Platinum Tournament. So, be on the lookout for any announcements that we have regarding it. The announcement will kind of explain the rules a little bit better, but I feel like if you know how 2-deck format works, this is just that with an extra step. So it's going to be really fun. We're really excited about it. Like I said, we admins actually kind of unanimously voted on this because we all thought it was really cool and really good yet still competitive idea. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, if you have not jumped into the Discord server and you want to take part in our tournaments, including our Bushi Road official ones, please do so. Be forewarned that we do use a ranking system, and you're gonna actually have to be active in the server to have a legitimate shot at our Bushi Road official tournament. You can't just jump in and never do anything and then try to get in. It's going to be a lot. I'm not saying you can't, but it would be a lot harder to do so than for those who have actually been trying to grind within the server. And our community is great, so there's no reason to not be active. But anyway, jump in if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and see you later.